as long as I know until I get
Yep.
kicked out again. Let's see. Listen up, everybody. Let me tell you what our goal is. By the way, I just got off of a discussion with Bi. Sorry, I'm late. But there's a good reason for that. So I'll tell you what that is. So I'll tell you guys what the problem is. And I'll tell you what the solution might be. And I'll tell you where everybody can help. Okay. So let me see if I can find out where this thing is. Give me a second, everyone. In the meantime, just carry on with what you're doing right now. I'll give you guys a kind of an update on this. Hey Nadine, how you doing? How's your tooth?
Mhm.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep, certainly can.
Yeah,
Nadine, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm feeling better.
Okay, good to hear. Okay, let me sort of illustrate what's happening here strategically, and then great. Are you hosting today's discussion?
Yep. Actually, we're now discussing a case right now. They're kind of putting,
Okay, great.
yeah, the memo.
Is the case a high value case, by the way? Great.
Yep. Actually, it's the one that I said yesterday, the Eddie one.
Oh, right. I saw that
Yeah.
one. Okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay,
You can see on the blue note,
right.
sir. Yep. It's an oriented question
You said
gone
yes
wrong. So,
to
so
annoying.
he said yes to an oriented question, and it kind of got me confused
Okay.
because I never experienced that before.
Okay. Right. Oh, that's the problem, everybody. We didn't offer him the solution as in the
Yep.
snippet.
That's before the snippet
Oh, okay,
has been made.
okay. Okay, got
Yep.
it, got it. Okay, let me just take the floor for a moment here, and then we can come back to Miro. Okay, uh, listen up, everybody. I just got this discussion with Bi and Bayou, and I'm going to share with you what Bayou shared with me. Okay, so I just need the floor real quick to give you guys the strategy on what's going on here. Okay, all right. So here is the problem that we were seeing in this particular group. Now, I fully understand that everybody skill levels are going up, and that part is good. I do appreciate that. I see the amount of low quality mistakes is also going down. That part is good. But here's what we need to achieve. So our daily fill rate, which is how much we need to actually achieve in terms of revenue, needs to be at a certain rate. I hope you can understand, in order to reach our revenue target by the end of the month. Okay, so that is probably pretty easy to understand, right? Our target is 120. Currently, we're at 70. So you do kind of do the math, how many days are left, divided by the difference, and it's a certain number. Okay. Right now, if I just do the math really quick in my head, I think that number is around about 3 to 4,000. But here's the problem. Actually, what happened was that on the 8th to the 11th of April, despite us being better skilled, our fill rate actually decreased. We went from selling about $2,000 a day to only $1,300 a day. Okay, so that's not good. The cancellation also affected us negatively. We had about $3,000 worth of cancellations from April 8 to 11. Okay, so that's essentially the problem here. Our fill rate is a little bit too low at this point. We want to get this a bit higher. Now, here's the tracking on what our daily fill rate is. If you'll look at the black line down here, I'll sort of walk you guys through what the daily fill rate is. Okay, on April 4th, we did really well. We filled 2,600 worth of revenue. The next day was a bit low, it was about 1,002. The next day went up again, 2,005. The next day was really low, about 1,000. Next day was 800. The day after that, 1,400. The day after that, 1,100, 1,000, 800. And as of April 13th, I guess yesterday, we're at 1,400. Okay. So over the past 2 days, we have actually shown some improvement. But the goal is still 2,000 a day, and we're still below that. Okay, so in these discussions, the topics are pretty juicy. I understand we're working on complicated things, but I also need to make sure that the topics we talk about are the cases where we've lost the most amount of value that we could have actually gained. Okay, so just want to put that out there in terms of the strategy for how to do the fill. All right, I'll let everyone get back to working on this particular case. Again, I'll start the Miro board for everyone. I hope. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, there you go,
All
everyone.
right. Thank you, sir. I think you're still screen sharing the other one. Yep. Thank you, sir. By the way, regarding to that, I believe Nadine actually say something about that on Tuesday. So specifically on Tuesday, we will actually discuss the 10 highest inquiry and the loss the conversion, that one. And for Thursday, we give some space for other funnel actually that wants to come along. So it's just not fully focused on guest funnel.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I see everyone has put their opinion. So, Wendy, may you explain your opinion, please?
I think that the when you said that, do you want to give up on this transaction, and the guest replied with yes, thanks. I think he really meant that he want to give up on this deal because he cannot do the visit since he mentioned that he will stay for 2 or 3 months. So he want to make sure if it's a good fit or not. And but since you asked about the if it were to chase the deal, I think yes, by using the snippet we talked about yesterday about finding us on another channel. Yeah,
Yes,
offered to Gray.
I agree indeed. Sadly, this happened before the well visit. And Nadine said, if you want to do an inspection, you will need to find us in another channel. Yeah. And I think Nadine said that this is still worth following up. So I probably will try to follow up with him once again in the hope he's still interested. But Farah, can you explain what you say? You put an interesting thing.
Yeah, actually, it's the same with Nadine, see, because I don't know, like when the guest said that, I thought we were on the same page, so I think it's also an error from the page juga kan. And jadi kayak the thing that could be improved adalah offer direct solution gitu, because you close it with sounds like you won't be interested if we cannot meet up. And then like if you could directly put the solution kayak, oh actually we can meet up, but then like in other platforms, I think they won't ghost you in a way. Itu from my side.
Yep. Okay, I understand. So, based on my conclusion, I think most of you actually have the same opinion. So it's still worth following up. Try to direct it. So, if he's really interested, then he will reach out to us. Mm, so yes, I think I can conclude this one. Oh yes, Nadine.
Okay. This is not exactly no-oriented questions gone wrong, but I think you use it incorrectly, Gray. So when you this is for everyone. When you're trying to use the no-oriented question, you need to calculate how much probability they will say yes or no, right? Like in this case, ini udah 100% they will say yes to this kind of question that you frame, Greg. Do you want to give up this transaction? Of course, they will say yes. That's not no-oriented question. But you should apa namanya? Kalau mau dibikin no-oriented questions itu harusnya would that be impossible for you to apa? To still apa namanya? To be still interested in this deal.
So you kind of combined it with calibrated question then.
No, would that be impossible for you? Itu kan no oriented question.
Okay.
To still working on this deal with me. Yeah, itu baru that's no oriented questions.
Yep.
But in this case, your question itu malah yes oriented question yang turning down your deal gitu. So be careful on that. You need to calculate the probability. Okay, if I frame these questions like this, you probably lead that to a yes or no gitu. Jadi itu hati-hati penggunaannya. Yes, sir.
That's really good. That's a really strong observation, everyone. So, the correct no oriented question can open up possibilities, but the wrong no oriented question closes possibilities. So, Nadine, I think it's sort of you're asking a no oriented question in order to have it have the purpose of calibrating the deal, right? So, you're trying to figure out, is this the deal breaker for you, right? And that is the yep, that's really sharp. I didn't notice that initially, but that's a good observation, Nadine. Very good.
Yep. Anything else
Mm,
you'd like to say, sir, or Nadine?
Nope, that's it. Nadine has good inspection.
All right. Yes, I totally agree to that. That's why people, when you understand it, if you put it strategically wrong, it still won't work. So, yep. Now let's move to the next case. Uh, Actually, Wendy, I would like to discuss your case because it's super urgent. The one.
Oh no, no, actually the one in the sticky it's cancelled. We
Oh,
went to
okay.
the
It's
we
canceled.
decided to went directly to the office. No need to email.
Okay. Um, Maybe you can
Hello.
explain because that also didn't go well.
Okay, I will explain the case. So yesterday, Mbowayana and I decided to come to the office of the EZ agent by following the maps that they put in the website, and turns out the office is completely jungle in the middle of nowhere. There's no office there, and then we go to the building that um, correctly they said that is their office, but turns out it's a co-working space that has been rented by another company for the whole co-working space. So Mbowayana was like calling the one of their staff, and then they don't want to give the address of the office because they said that we didn't make an appointment, and he needs to ask the she needs to ask the permission from their manager whether she can give the address or not. And then Mbowayana said like, does it mean that everyone who wants to come to your office needs a permission? And then they stated like that they are like a what is that, a company, legally a company or PT yang terdaftar, so they follow the COVID regulation. That's why they cannot allow people to come to their office just like that.
Bullshit.
But when they said that, I got the sense it's like it's very funny because even their address is not real, but they said that they are legally. So
Lie, 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 lie. Everything's
Yep.
bullshit.
yeah, the point is they keep avoiding to meet with us, whether in person, and Mbak Wayana and I waited until 4 p.m. from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. for nothing in the middle of nowhere, and they didn't give back to us. And the last thing that they said that the conversation can be continued from the chat instead. So we make a group chat, and yeah, turns out they keep avoiding. So still no solution from them, and they said that this issue should be internally solved by Bukit Vista.
Okay. So if you guys is not familiar with the case, this is from Villa Olala case. So Bu Lily actually will use the villa for personal use, but there's actually a guest in the middle of that blocking calendar. And no, this is actually we have deal with our this agent for such a long time, but never has overbook with this agent. So this is the first time that we really experience it with them, and we have negotiated with Bu Lily, but you know how Bu Lily is, and we also have Bu Lily will give full refund, will give penalty, anything. We even give compensation, like I think tour driver, almost everything basically, Windy, right, for the guests.
Yep, correct.
but the agent keeps avoiding the topic and say that the guest doesn't want to cancel just because of the interior. And yeah, this case has been going on for weeks, and I think it's quite urgent because the guest will actually check in 22nd.
22,
Yeah, 22nd of April. So it's like almost below like 1 week. I think it's around 1 week. So yeah, um, since this is an urgent case, but it's not in the board. If you guys have opinion, you can say it. Yes, Mr. Jing.
This is not a negotiation issue anymore, everyone. This is a administration issue. So this is the best way I think we can actually approach it. Just do this: send a letter to the agent officially, right? That the property is not available, and we've made multiple recommendations for the agent to change the itinerary of the guest. Okay, make sure you send it, email, whatever. That there's a paper trail on it. Okay, because what's going to happen is this: the guest is going to come, right? And they're probably going to drive up to our property, and then they're going to be, what the hell is going on? The agent will blame Bukit Vista. That point, we produce the email sent to the agent on today, right? That we informed your agent that this property wasn't available a week ago. Yeah, a week ago, right? Almost 10 days before you arrived. Your agent, did they tell you that? If they did not, then sorry, we've done everything that we could, right? We've also informed the agent that there is an adjacent property that is available, and we would like you to consider that. Send that letter to the agent now, please. Okay. And that way there is no more negotiation. That's it. And just let the agent know this is essentially what it is. I wanted to let you know that we've already sent you this notice already. So when the guest shows up, if they do show up, it is not a Bukit Vista problem. It is your problem because you have not communicated this reality to the guest. Okay. Now, that's all you need to do. Because right now you know two things, right? You know the agent is avoiding you, so you don't really even know. You know then you can't really trust the agent. Okay, in this particular case, so you don't know if there's a real guest. You don't know what the guest has been told. You don't know really anything at this point, right? But you do know what you've communicated to the agent, and that part is the only thing you can control. So just work on that, everyone. Okay. Who's spearheading this? This is Wendy's deal. Yeah, Wendy, just go ahead and make sure you send that email over to the agent saying the exact thing that I just said. Right, this property that you have booked is not available. I'm informing your agent now that this is the case. Right, and we have an alternative property that is available with the different design. Here's what it looks like. Okay, and I hope that your agent will forward this message to you, and you will understand. Any response back, please write it back to us so that we know that you have received this message. And then you're done. Okay. If the guest shows up, whatever, it becomes a train wreck, then you've essentially done your duty, and that's the way it is. Okay. Don't worry about it anymore. Don't waste any more time. It's up to the agent at this point to then communicate what needs to be communicated. Okay.
All right, is that clear, Wendy?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, sometimes there's nothing to negotiate anymore. In those particular cases, it's not a negotiation issue. It's more just a communication issue. And you just need to see a few steps ahead. You don't want to be caught in a case where the guest, because guess what was probably going to happen, right? The guest is going to show up and say, "That's not what I booked." And the agent's going to say, "It's because it's Bukit Vista's fault." Blah, 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 blah. And then we're going to be like, "Hey, look, we sent this to your agent 10 days ago. Um, did they not tell you? We asked them specifically to tell you about this. So if you didn't get that and you insisted on coming, then whatever, right? Like I can't help you either. You knew that you were, yeah, need documentation. So that then proves the case. Okay, do it, Wendy, and then we're done. We don't need to keep on focusing on this. This has just been taking up too much bandwidth. All right, save your bandwidth for other deals.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jing. And yes, I agree with that. Because I'm Mexican, I also asked Wendy to screenshot the call and also every chat that Wendy has says. So if the agent decided to turn back to us, so yep. Okay, now I think we can move to the next case. Let's move to Kylo. And actually, Kylo wants this to be discussed, but she can't attend the meeting. But she have told the context. If you see on the pink notes below Windy's note, it's like in the left. You see, it's a WhatsApp in the dark one. So yep. So Kyla said that she failed to convert this right away and no promises on really sign the deal later on. So she asked, why is this approach not working and why is Mo not getting any response actually from the owner? So yes, I will give you guys around 5 minutes to put down your opinion and to help Kyla about this. Okay, guys. So before I read out and called out some of your opinion. Actually, for this one, I think from my side, I would say not talking in a very transactional way, and I don't know if that is actually the right approach for the partner. Um, because in the last screenshot, Mo said that it will be a waste if you actually ditunda keburu ketinggalan high season. But does Mo know? Does it actually matter to the partner that they actually will miss out on high season or not? I think it's something like that. But yes, now I guess we can see some of the opinion. Let's go to uh, Farah. Actually, Farah. You have quite a long opinion here. Yep.
No, it's not really long. It's just like my explanation. So, yeah, I think I agree with you, right? Moana's response is like too direct, I guess. Like, I think we could use before reply to that, could use like label to actually discover, right? Like, uh, wait, I wrote it in Indonesia, but like, yeah, sepertinya masih ada hambatan yang haven't been discussed yet with us gitu loh. And then if they said that, yeah, yeah, and then we can actually know like okay, what do you want to be discussed, or how can we help gitu, atau enggak, or if you could use the if I could da, 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 would you da, da, da. Yeah, I think that before the response. That is from me.
All right. Thank you, Wendy. And thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Vera. Sorry. Yes, it's because I'm looking at Wendy's note. Now let's see. Um, Vian, did you actually put any notes, perhaps? Because I actually didn't see yours since earlier, I think. Um, but okay. Oh, you can put your notes, yeah, like I said before, with the memo pad.
Oh
Uh,
yes, thank you. I think I would be like observing this one first.
oh, okay, all right. No, that then. I think we can go to Nadine actually. Nadine, what do you think, Nadine? Is this one?
Yes, Gray. Gimana? Sorry.
Yes. What do you think of this one? You have some opinion with this.
Yes. So actually, if there is not much context here. I cannot really tell, but from this specific conversation, I could see that when the owner said that I need time, I'm waiting for my husband to actually see whether it's gonna be continue or not, and I think maybe Mo could have could have discovered gitu what is the concern. Oh, okay, I understand, and I would agree with the level and the question that Mr. Jing has given for the example. I think that's also good. Um, but instead of doing that, Mo itu kelihatan a bit too pushy and not really understanding the situation. Jadi kayak cuma nanya, ya how much time you need, okay, gitu loh. Jadi kayak lack of empathy aja di sini sebetulnya.
All right. Thank you, Nadine. And yes, I think we can go to Mr. Jing. Do you have something to add?
Yeah. So this is, I think I can see what's happening here emotionally. So I don't think my wife trusts that this person is telling her the truth about why she's hesitating. And so then she's pushing this person to kind of commit to a particular source of outcome. And then she feels like she's losing control. And then she's throwing out these like lines out there to try to hook the deal back. Okay. And I think this is a common experience that a lot of people go through when they're frustrated the deal's not going their way, right? They sort of, we have to be kind of tuned to what evasive language sounds like. So evasion language sounds like it's not a no, but it is a no, right? So you need to kind of like pick that up on your radar from time to time. Um, it's sometimes easier said than done, right? When you're in the heat of a moment, maybe you get really emotional, and this is why emotional control is really important when you do deals. Okay, so before we had the problem not enough engagement. Well, this is the problem of being too engaged. Okay, so first understand your mind state when you do a deal. Um, the problem is that this person isn't ready. That's it. Okay. When a person tells you, I need to talk to my husband, I need to talk to my whatever, the problem is really they're not ready. And generally it's because they don't trust you, right? Generally it's because they don't really believe what you've said is actually the truth, and they need another opinion, or they need more time, or they just want to break away from it. Okay. So that's the first thing you have to realize is the status. So don't be offended. You're asking a lot generally from somebody that you haven't met or have just conversed on WhatsApp. So take your time, okay? Maybe you can even like bring it out, accusation audit. Here. If you believe that that's happened and you have enough context to make that decision, then I would bring it out like this: a third party story with an accusation audit. So you need to talk to your husband, question mark, right? And see what they say. If they don't say anything in a minute, then say, I can understand that. A lot of people, they also have told me that they needed to talk to, their husbands or their wives before. But you know what? They actually work with me for 5 years now. And in the very beginning, they told me they actually needed to talk to their husband because they didn't trust what I was saying was actually real. Could we be looking at the same situation here? Okay. So that's a third party story. Accuse somebody else, accuse another situation, but then kind of give them the space to open up and confess. Okay. If you're sure that's what the issue is. this is how I would probe a little bit deeper to know if you were sure that is the situation. I would go, oh, you need to talk to your husband. Okay, how long have you been married? 10 years. So you probably know your husband really well. Yeah, of course, we've been married 10 years. So what kind of reasons do you think that your husband would tell you not to go ahead on this deal, right? See what they say. If you get silence, then it's probably not because they need to talk to their husband. If you get a better answer, it's because maybe this person doesn't know numbers, or maybe this person doesn't know about, how to vet a business deal. Okay, those then tell you that they trust you, and they're just telling you what's happening, right? But if they don't give you an answer, then you can use that third party story and the reveal, and that can generally get, your trust building back. Okay? Does that make sense, everyone? No? Yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Everyone that agreed to Mr. Jing just said can give a thumbs up.
Actually, wait, let me have Nadine verify it. Nadine, what do you think? Nadine can sometimes, a lot of times, Nadine will spot my mistakes. What do you think? Does that sound like a correct approach in this particular situation?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that, sir. Actually, especially if we're looking at this specific conversation, yeah. But since we have lack of context here, probably there's some mistake that could be improved at the very first time before this
We didn't build
conversation
up
as
trust in the
well, right?
beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
What
I
I'm
agree.
saying, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Look, this is actually a really good skill to have to sort of navigate out of an awkward situation. A lot of young people, a lot of people who not just young. Sorry, I'm being ageist in this case. Yeah, so a lot of people without a lot of experience in negotiation, they get into awkward pause or awkward whatever, and they go, okay, all right, I guess that's okay then. And they accept the fact that somebody has told them that they need to talk to their husband or their wife, right? But when you actually can deconstruct it, you can actually have a better response. Your breakthrough as salespeople, as negotiators, as persuaders is going to come through when you actually notice, I used to get stuck here, right? At this phase, I would actually stop the deal, but now I can go further. Okay. That is a really rewarding experience. And I encourage you all to take the courage to kind of break through that pathway. If somebody doesn't buy or is persuaded from you at the moment, it's generally because they don't trust you. That's the number one reason. Certainly, I'm going to talk to I'm going to go pet my dog before I come back and engage. It's not because they want to pet their dog. It's they want to escape because they don't really believe that you're telling the truth, right? Or whatever your deal is off. So you kind of need to discover that, and you need to build that trust back. Okay, all right. I'll let you guys continue.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the insight, and also Nadine. So yes, I really agree, and I will inform Kyla about the feedback that she get for today. She said she will watch the recording, and yes, we can move on to the next case. I think we can see from Wendy's actually, the one on almost at the right with the yellow note beside Nadine. If you see, it's a WhatsApp conversation. So yeah. So Wendy said, what should we do if we follow up and the guest took so long to decide? And this is quite a big deal. Uh, so yeah, I will give you guys around like 3-4 minutes to give your guys' opinion. Okay, I think it's already been like 3 4 minutes. Um, I see the one that gives a lot of opinion is Mr. Jing, and uh, actually, there's something that you guys actually haven't noticed, but I actually see something. Um, do you guys think he's actually the decision maker? Or is it this darling woman that he keeps calling? Like he keeps saying, I'll discuss with my darling. No, it's only with my darling woman. I think he's super in love, so I think it actually depends on the darling woman that he has. Yes, Mr. Jing?
Gray, you are very, very observant. I'm going to give you extra points for this, okay? And you have very good intuition. And listen, everybody, did you see the difference between a person who really wants to talk to their wife and somebody who is just, I need to talk to my husband, I need to talk to my wife type thing, right? You see the difference? Yeah? If they really need to talk to their wife, they probably put. Okay, this is how you know I need to talk to my husband, I need to talk to my wife, is not a trust issue, right? Because they are already comfortable enough to call their husband or wife their darling in front of you. You see that? That's the difference. If they say, I need to talk to my husband, I need to talk to my wife, they don't trust you, right? But they, oh, I need to talk to my darling, they probably trust you because people generally do not use that kind of language around people that they don't trust, right? They call their significant others by their formal titles, right? Now, if they say, I need to talk to my husband Bob, I need to talk to my wife Charlene, or Ayu, or Inda, then it probably means that they already trust you and they really do need to talk to their husband or wife. So then that you can actually then calibrate that. Very good discovery, Gray. Very good. Yeah, excellent.
Yes. So yeah, I actually didn't notice at first, but I think it's because we discussed before about someone's talking to other person, and this pops up. But yes, I think it's actually mostly just Mr. Jing that says his opinion. So I guess you can state what you have discovered actually
All
about this
right,
deal.
everybody, put in your opinions of this. I mean, I already know how to do this. We're here to inspect if you guys know how to do this. Okay. If I keep on talking, I'm not I'm not learning this. I already know how this should be done. Um, okay, a few things. Look, Wendy, he waited 2 hours here after he said, "Me and my darling woman, would you be okay to wait?" You should have said that right away, right? And not wait 2 hours to get back to them. So if you said to them right away, that keeps the engagement in a cleaner stage. Okay. You guys in HR also, that's a good tip, right? Don't keep Canon just kind of like hanging over there. If you need to ask for permission to wait, just put it up right away. Would you be okay waiting a few moments before I get this? What's better also, Wendy, is to give a time limit if somebody needs to wait. Can you imagine going on a phone call with customer support and they just leave you waiting there for like so would you be able to wait 5 to 10 minutes? I'll come back with the next piece. Okay. And so, well, it can be bad news. You can come back in 5 to 10 minutes and say I have no news, right? But just give them kind of like a expectation, okay? Because that builds trust anyway. Um, you are moving well, Wendy, in this particular case. I do see that you are moving towards a close. You're offering options, you're setting timelines and deadlines. That's really, really good. That's excellent maneuvering. You're fighting to actually close the deal. So that part is strong. Um, Here is where you needed a calibrated question rather than a yes or no. Have you decided yet? They said no. Okay, you're done, right? How far are we from getting you into this property? How close are you to making your decision? Now, see, that opens it up, right? They're saying, not so close. Not so close. It sounds like you still might need some more information. It still sounds like maybe I could, would you be opposed if I could help to get you closer to that decision? So you open up the conversation instead of just getting kind of like stuck, right? So in these particular cases, if you use a yes or no, you might close your options. So calibrated question is a better tool to use in that specific time. And you can always follow up with this, right? Sounds like you might need some more facts before you're more comfortable to make a decision. Okay. Sounds like this might need a little bit more information or a little bit more research or whatever it might be, right? Take a guess, throw it out there and see what they do. And then I think you can get there. Yeah, Vera is correct. Understanding what are this person's pain points. So strategically, Wendy, I think you might have needed to do a bit more discovery in the beginning, right? Before we got to this point where this person says, okay, I'll go away and make my decision on my own. If you have discovered enough, then you can be like more involved in that decision making process, right? So they said, not quite ready yet. Oh, is it because the size is too small? I did see that, like, we didn't get an agreement there. You said you needed 5 people. This holds 6. So those are my main observations here. I'll go back to Gray.
All right, thank you, sir. And Wendy, is that clear? Because let me choose. Still need to follow up on this deal.
Yeah, sure. I will follow up again today. I already said to him.
All right. Okay, so
But one thing I'd like to
yes.
point out, Wendy, these are more quality mistakes, or they're not even mistakes. They're just more refinement of your existing method. This is far more improved than what we've been seeing, before. So credit where credit is due, Wendy. You are making progress here, and that's good to see.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we have 5 minutes left, and we still have. Oh, I think you want to bring up the last one, perhaps, sir, the romaine.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, everybody. This is my attempt to try to bring in this pretty large deal. Okay. This one's 84 million. And I saw throughout the deal process, it's been sort of cut one way, cut another, cut another. So I'm trying to move in to get this thing kind of to a close, right? I'm going to share some more advanced techniques with everybody. But before I do that, I think we have a few minutes here. Can you guys, oh wait, we don't necessarily have time because I think we have a meeting right after this. All right, I'm just going to break out the facts here. All right. So let's bring everybody here and I'll dissect my approach, okay? So step 1, I identified myself and I told him why I'm involved. I landed a little bit more of, okay, why is it a good thing that I, as the founder of the company, can actually be here? So I just offer a little bit of executive assistance, right? And I'm also saying that I'm doing this so that my team can learn how to do negotiations, as we are doing right now. So I thought about that. Okay, so that establishes stage 1. Stage 2, building trust and identifying who my guest is. So look, on Airbnb, you guys have clues. Please use these clues to your advantage. Work, digital nomad entrepreneur, web strategy, marketing, communications, right? So I repeated, I don't need to discover about him because he's already put this out there, right? So I said, I noticed you're a digital nomad. So I'm guessing, right? So I'm making a little bit of an assumption, but it's pretty safe because we kind of already know what digital nomads want from past experience. You're specifically interested in places with fast Wi-Fi, great sunsets, and maybe a beach nearby, right? I also saw you traveled a bit in Nice as well. So I'm trying to establish that trust here, okay? I'm trying to speak in his language. I'm trying to see, okay, what is this person actually going to want? So then I'm making some observations based on his past booking history. So the past property he booked, there's reviews there. I analyzed those properties and I saw this. It seems like you are looking for something spacious, okay? And in your past trips, I see that you enjoy renting large properties. I'm assuming 5 to 6 bedrooms would be okay, all right? I'm also hearing that you would like to have catering set up for food to your groups up to 3 times a day. So that will be extra, and it can cost anywhere from 10 to 50 euros. I've chosen to use his own currency instead of using Indonesian rupiah to make his thought process easier, okay? And I'm also trying to be empathetic by trying to understand why he asked for 3 meals a day, okay? Depending upon the food that you like. Also, I'm being empathetic and giving him a better solution because this can get expensive after a while. So would you consider hiring a chef that can cook for you, and that can cost anywhere between 300 to 400 euros. I didn't really know how much a chef costs, but I'm thinking, all right, this guy is probably not trying to save money, right? He's big group, a lot of money. He's got kind of a fat budget here. He's got a lot of people to take care of. I'm not thinking he's like constrained on the cash. I'm thinking if he's asking about how many meals can I get delivered in the thing, he's thinking like luxury or experience first. Okay. So even if I'm wrong and a chef is only 200 euros a month, I can go back and say, hey, well, hey, good news. I found a chef for less. So I overestimate that part a little bit and put that information out there. Okay. If that's right, upon your confirmation, so I'm giving a negotiation now, right? This is the if I could, would you? If that's right, upon your confirmation, I'll come back with a list of our best options for your stay. In the meantime, as an act of hospitality, I will special offer you the block of dates that are available for you. Okay. So I saw that Dimas and Wendy and everybody else just said, no, it's not available. But why don't you just give him a special offer for the dates that are available? Gray asked me about how much it costs, right? I took a look at the total date. I prorated, right? It was 13 out of whatever. So I took the fraction of the dates that were available, and then I gave him that as the special offer. Okay. Now, why is that good? One, it helps you do long-term inquiries if you special offer and pre-approve. It makes it more likely for future guests to instant book. Two, I'm doing everything I can to actually listen and really understand what this guest really wants. Okay. And three, instead of asking too many questions about things like how many people do you want, blah, 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 I'm trying to be empathetic. I'm trying to see that, okay, you have a 6-bedroom place, so you're probably not going to show up with 2 people, right? So I'm looking at his history and trying to see like, how does he roll? His past properties were 6, 7 bedrooms for 15, 20 people. So he's probably coming as a group, right? So his group, he might even be his own. I think he's probably his own business owner. If he's going to show up with a big crew, what could that possibly be? Do you roll with 6 bedrooms in your family? It's probably 6 bedrooms in your team. So I can kind of like see these possibilities in my mind and then be empathetic. That's how you can close more deals, because people will see that, hey, that's right. You know who I am. You know what I need. And that is, I think, the next level of skill I hope everybody here can develop, right? Which is really kind of reading your audience closely and then throwing out things as suggestions. And if it works, then we'll see this guy get back to us, and that means he's interested, right? So that's the, if that's right, upon your confirmation. So I leave it as an offer, okay? In the meantime, I'm asking Gray to assemble a list of options for us so that we can give him some good stuff, and hopefully that will get him back, okay? All right, does everyone get it? Everyone cool with that? Yeah? All right, so try to apply these whenever you can, but also listen, everybody. This should be fun. Negotiation should always be fun. And I see a lot of times we negotiate. I know you guys are learning the basic skills, and this might be a little bit more advanced, but take a risk sometimes, you know? Be a little bit bold. Try to like kind of, don't be like, oh, you need to come to me all the way. Try to go out to them, okay? And when you do that, you can find that you close more deals, and you'll also develop new skills that we haven't taught here yet either. Okay. That's the way I see negotiation and persuasion. I'll let you guys marinate on that. Back to Gray.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jing, for that. And so, yeah, that actually concludes our today conversion workshop. Thank you guys for attending, and I hope today brings you a lot of ideas on how to convert more deal, partner, or even employee. So yes, have a great day, and see you guys on the next conversion workshop. Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
All right. Have a great one, everyone.